Imagine a serene forest, the air filled with the scent of pine and the quiet whispers of nature. Suddenly, a small spark, perhaps from a careless campfire or a lightning strike, ignites the underbrush. In minutes, what was a tranquil haven transforms into an inferno. This is the grim reality of wildfires, nature's formidable force that reshapes landscapes and lives across the globe. Chapter 1. The Seeds of Destruction. Wildfires start as almost imperceptible threats, with an array of conditions quietly conspiring to set the stage for potential devastation long before the first flames ignite. In many regions, particularly those prone to drought, the environment naturally accumulates the fuel needed for these fires: dead leaves, broken branches, and parched grass. These materials lie dormant on the forest floor, gathering over seasons and years, creating a thick layer of highly combustible material. When coupled with prolonged periods of drought, these forests become tinderboxes, awaiting a spark. Soaring temperatures only exacerbate this threat. Heat waves, which are becoming more frequent and intense due to climate change, dry out vegetation even more, increasing its flammability. Under such conditions, the natural moisture barrier that might prevent a fire from catching and spreading rapidly is compromised, leaving the landscape particularly vulnerable. Additionally, human-induced climate change continues to alter weather patterns, creating conditions more favorable to wildfires. Increased carbon dioxide levels not only contribute to global warming, but can also enhance plant growth, paradoxically increasing the volume of flammable vegetation. Changes in precipitation patterns, with rain becoming more sporadic and followed by dry spells, allow for little recovery of moisture levels in the vegetation. They create scenarios where wildfires can start more easily and spread more rapidly, often with catastrophic consequences. Consider California's fire season, which has grown fiercer and more destructive over the years, fueled by climate change and human expansion into fire-prone areas, from spark to inferno. As the initial flames catch, they find ample fuel in the dry underbrush. This initial kindling, often overlooked, is critical in transforming a small spark into a raging inferno. Dry leaves, twigs, and deadwood, parched by a relentless sun, act like tinder to the fledgling flames. The dry conditions, a result of prolonged droughts exacerbated by climate change, ensure that even the smallest spark has the potential to ignite a significant fire. Propelled by winds and steep terrains, the fire spreads at an astonishing rate. The winds, unpredictable and often swift, carry embers miles away from the original flame, igniting new fires in a deadly cascade effect known as spotting. These new fires can start unpredictably and merge, creating a complex network of fire that challenges even the most prepared firefighting strategies. The terrain plays a crucial role in the spread of wildfires. On steep slopes, heat rises rapidly, preheating the vegetation uphill from the fire, making it even more combustible. As the fire ascends, it can accelerate and expand more quickly than on flat ground, overwhelming traditional firefighting methods. Firefighters mobilize with urgency, employing both ground and aerial tactics to combat the swiftly spreading blaze. They use bulldozers to cut fire breaks, removing vegetation to create barriers where the fire should stop or slow. Aerial units drop water and fire retardants in an attempt to dampen the flames. However, the rapidly changing conditions, shifting winds, varying humidity, and the fire's own heat creating its own weather system make the blaze nearly impossible to contain. As the fire grows, it begins to generate its own climate, a terrifying phenomenon known as a pyrocumulative event. The intense heat causes the air to rise rapidly, creating powerful updrafts that can spawn fire whirls, tornado-like columns of fire that enhance the spread of the blaze. These conditions can lead to a feedback loop that intensifies the fire, making it self-sustaining and much harder to extinguish. Chapter 3. The Firestorm. The wildfire reaches its peak intensity, evolving into a formidable firestorm, a catastrophic event marked by its ability to generate its own violent weather system. This phenomenon includes the formation of pyrocumulus clouds, towering anvil-shaped clouds that result from the intense heat driving the fire's smoke and moisture, high into the atmosphere. These clouds can lead to lightning, which may ignite further fires, compounding the disaster. The fire also creates powerful updrafts that suck in large amounts of air. This influx of oxygen further fuels the fire, increasing its intensity and enabling the flames to spread with astonishing speed and unpredictability. As the firestorm grows, it becomes a wildly unpredictable and unstoppable force, its energy magnifying as it devours everything in its path. Entire forests, decades or even centuries old, are consumed in hours as the firestorm's immense heat turns massive trees into tinder. Wildlife flees in a desperate bid for survival, with many animals not escaping the blaze's swift advance. The 2018 Camp Fire in Paradise, California exemplifies the devastating impact of such a firestorm. It escalated with terrifying speed, its flames propelled by dry conditions and strong winds. Within hours, the town of Paradise was engulfed, with many residents trapped and unable to escape due to rapidly spreading flames and clogged evacuation routes. The fire ultimately became the deadliest and most destructive wildfire in California's history, claiming 85 lives and destroying over 18,000 structures. The community was left to grapple with the immense task of rebuilding lives from the remnants of such unprecedented destruction. Chapter 4: The Flames Subside. Eventually, the conditions that fueled the fire's growth, the wind, the dryness, the heat, begin to change. As the volatile elements that fed the Inferno's fury moderate, natural phenomena start to lend a hand in combating the blaze. Rain may start to fall, a welcome relief that dampens the flames and saturates the parched earth. Humidity levels rise, making the environment less conducive to fire, and cooler temperatures contribute to slowing the fire's rampant spread. Firefighters, now aided by more favorable weather conditions, gain the upper hand, methodically containing and then extinguishing the remnants of the flames. Their efforts become more effective as they strategically navigate through the charred landscape, extinguishing hotspots and securing containment lines. The immediate danger begins to recede, yet the profound impact of the fire continues to linger in the scorched earth and smoky air. As the smoke clears, the full extent of the devastation becomes shockingly apparent. Communities witness the loss of homes and possessions, ecosystems emerge drastically altered, and landscapes that once teemed with life are now eerily silent and transformed. The visual impact is stark, a reminder of the fire's ferocity and its lasting imprint on the land and its inhabitants. Chapter 5: Regrowth and Resilience. In the aftermath of the wildfire, attention shifts from immediate survival to long-term recovery and rebuilding. The burned landscapes, though initially barren, gradually begin to show signs of natural regeneration. Fire-adapted species, equipped by evolution to withstand or even thrive after wildfires, begin to repopulate the area. These species, like the resilient lodgepole pine whose cones require the heat of a fire to open, symbolize the natural world's inherent ability to recover and renew after destruction. Communities faced with rebuilding their homes and lives turn to innovative, fire-resistant construction methods and materials. Urban planners and architects design buildings and landscapes that are not only safer but also more in harmony with the fire-prone environment. Local governments revise regulations to enhance community resilience against future fires, incorporating fire breaks, better access roads for emergency vehicles, and clear evacuation routes. Researchers and policymakers delve into the latest fire data to better predict and prevent future outbreaks. Advances in technology and science allow for more accurate modeling of fire behavior under various climate scenarios, leading to improved management strategies that aim to mitigate the impact of wildfires. Efforts are made to educate the public on fire safety, creating communities that are more aware and better prepared. Chapter 6: A Call to Awareness and Action. Wildfires serve as a stark reminder of nature's formidable power and our own vulnerability. By understanding their causes and mechanisms, we can better prepare for and perhaps lessen their impact. As stewards of the earth, it is our responsibility to manage our lands wisely, respect the natural fire regimes, and live more harmoniously with our environment. What steps can we take, both locally and globally, To mitigate the risk of wildfires and protect our communities and natural landscapes, how can we contribute to a culture of preparedness and prevention to ensure the safety and resilience of our environment and society? This narrative does more than educate. It invites the audience to reflect on and engage with the critical issue of wildfires. By fostering an understanding of the intricate relationship between human activity and natural phenomena, we encourage proactive involvement in environmental stewardship and community safety. Join the conversation, share your thoughts, and let's collectively work towards a safer, more resilient future.